everyone, it's Marcia again with Then and There. I have some more goodies to share with you guys today. I've been busy. I've been using up little scraps. I have a couple boxes where I keep my fabric scraps and lace scraps and everything, and they were full, overflowing. I couldn't close them anymore. I had to do something. I can't bear to throw away even the smallest piece of fabric. I may have to work on that, I've concluded. But I have used up a lot. I can close my boxes now. They fit where they belong. And in the process, I was able to make some really cute, fun things, I think. Hopefully, you guys will agree. These will all be listed in my Etsy shop. Link will be down below if you're interested. Yes. Another thing that inspired this, I just wanted to say, I was already working on these, and a customer contacted me on Etsy, is like, when are you going to make some more of those little pocket tags that you had? So she prompted me to get busy on that, because I knew I needed to. So I'm going to start with, let's see, I'm just going to push those there, and I'm just going to show these real quick. I have 3 sets of these little pocket tags that I was just talking about. They are fabric on both sides. They have the like sturdy interfacing in between, so they are not floppy. Each one has a different sort of little fabric or lace pocket, and I've just included one of these simple little tags. I have a bunch of them, and so I just put one in each little pocket, just so you can use. I think these would be great. You could stick them in your journal as like a bookmark, or attached to a gift, write the person's name on there, what have you. I think there's lots of different things that you could do with these. So this is the first set. I'm going to just do them as sets. Excuse me. I catch my breath. So these are, I was going to measure them. What size are they? About 2 3/4 by 4 4/3. 3/4. So, yes. I will just quickly go through each one. So it has pinks, vintage fabrics. Most of them are solid on one side and patchwork on the other. I put the pocket on the patchwork side of this one because I liked this image of this little boy with his dog down here, tending sheep. This one is lots of golds. This one is greens. So that's one set, which comes with 4. This set here comes with 3, and they are slightly bigger. They are 6 inches by just about 3, 2 3/4 to 3 inches. Same thing. They'll have little tabs at the top. Patchwork fronts. This one, this one was an accident. I meant to put the pocket on this side, but it ended up on this side, so I wasn't paying attention. Got ahead of myself, but it still looks just adorable, I think. So that's set number 2. I don't know. These, yeah, I was just thinking in my Etsy shop, I don't know. They won't be like set number 1 or number 2. I'll come up with something. I don't know. I just said these are odd sizes. I had scraps of this interfacing left, and I figured that this was a good use for them. So I just kept them the size they were and added the lace and fabric. This one is a square. It is about 3.5, almost 4, not quite square. 2.5 by 5 1/4. That one. 2 1/4 by 6 1/2. This long one I thought was really neat. I thought the thing I was thinking of when I was making it is put it in your journal, and you can stick a pen, which I probably don't have any. I just want to see what it might look like. I have a marker. Take the tag out. You could use it for that. Or it could be a place to put your pen, your journaling pen or pencil, what have you, and keep it in your journal. Okay, that's those tags. And then I made some tall ones, because the way I make my journals, I cut them to this width here, and so I usually always have a leftover piece approximately this tall and wide. And I thought these would make great bookmarks, and there are no pockets on them or anything. They're just fabric, patchwork, bookmarks. So these will probably be one listing, but multiple of them, and you can choose the color you like. I'll probably list them by color. We got black and white, pinks, greens, purple, excuse me, gold, teal. I'm going to say that's teal. And of course I left the edges rough, so they will continue to fray, but the fraying will stop once it gets to the stitches. You just can trim it up if you choose to. And then blue. So there are several of those lovely bookmarks you can use in books or your junk journals or just what have you. Clean up all my little strings. Okay, and then I have these glassine bags. They're coffee dyed, and I have added some fabric to them to make pockets, and then filled them with lots of ephemera that you can put into your junk journal. This one has a vintage embroidery piece on it. It was like for a table. Can't think of what it's called. It's not a table runner because it was small. It was only about yay big. But anyways, this front pocket here has a few tags. Tag with some more of that vintage doily on, or embroidery on there. It is old and it may have a couple stains on it. Like right here is a little bit of a stain, but I think that just adds to the character. I backed it with coffee dyed paper. Some sari silk here. A little tag that I just put on an image of a journal and a rose. And then a vintage playing card here with some little puppy dogs. This theme here is pinks again. Just some stationery paper there. That was in this front pocket. In the second pocket, it's a bunch more stuff, if I can get it out. So it has 3 pockets total. I have these vintage hexagon shapes for quilts that I got from an estate sale. It's got some vintage laces and trims. And this is a little pocket which you can move around your journal, or you can glue it in to make a double pocket. You can have a pocket there and a pocket in the fabric. It did come out a tad crooked. It's just, that's the way things go. This is just a cluster. You can put it on the edge of a page, a corner. You can have the little fabric bits hanging out. It's sort of like Nick the Booksmith's Raggedy, but it's tiny and it's fabric. So, and I put a little flower, bunch of fabrics, lace, and things on there, just stitched on, just kind of zigzag stitched across it. A journaling card with a little bit of collage and a label on there. This is another one of the fabric tags like these, only it's bigger, and it comes with the bag. This one has pinks and a flower, little tab. I love this vintage rose fabric here, little pocket, and a vintage tally scorecard. This is a envelope made out of wallpaper. Just real quick, I curled this paper clip and clipped another little fabric cluster thing on there that you can add into your journal how you wish to, if you wish to. But this is vintage wallpaper. I decorated the edge here, the flap, and put a paper in it. I did some stamping. This is a canceled stamp, a vintage stamp that I have glued on there to look like an envelope sort of, and it just unfolds, and I did some more stamping on the inside. So each one has an envelope like this and a paper with a color coordinating stamp on it. I just clipped it on here so that it doesn't get lost in the pockets because it's tiny. So this all was in the second pocket, and in the third pocket I did some stenciling on a vintage score sheet for a bridge. It's a vintage book page image of a beautiful girl painting, and I just collaged on some fabrics and lace and pattern paper and backed it with coffee dyed paper for a journaling card. This, I need to iron this. I was going to iron it and I forgot. I'm going to iron it to flatten it out. When I coffee dyed it, it got kind of warped. But this is just a large, it's like thick, almost cardstock type pattern paper, and I did some stitching and a stamp there, and just stitched on some ephemera and some just collaged papers to make another large journaling card. This I stitched together is a vintage receipt, gotta catch my breath, which I did some collaging on, and then just stitched the top together with some more coffee dyed paper to make a little notebook. So that is the pink set. I'm not going to try to put all that back in the pocket right now while you guys are watching. We have a blue set, and again another one of those hexagon quilt squares, some lace to make a little pocket here, as well as some more fabric to make a larger pocket, a little piece of ephemera from a scrapbook pack for journaling. This is an altered plain card. I did a little bit of collage there and backed it. Oops, it's gotten dirty. Backed it with some coffee dyed paper. And that was here in this little pocket. Each one has similar but different ephemera, so some things are the same, only different. Another little index card, which I put on this blue floral fabric to make a pocket. A pattern paper tag with some blue sari silk. Another one of those snippet pieces, which you can put in your journal how and where you want to. A little card here for journaling. A tag with some lace attached and some stamping. And this is vintage wallpaper, backed with coffee dyed paper. I did a bit of a collage here. This is from I believe, thesaurus. It says creative, creativeness, creativity, creator. A little bit of a paper collage there, some more vintage wallpaper, and a little label. Now, I'm not trying to rush too much, but I don't want this video to be, you know, really long either. Another fabric patchwork tag with a lacy tab, a sheer pocket, and in the pocket is another tag, which I did some collaging on, a little bird image with some music notes, and a place to journal. Another stenciled bridge squishy. And the receipts, I just did some more collage on here with some vintage wallpaper and the word graceful, and some lace stitched at the top for a little notebook. And here's the envelope for this one. It also has on it a little snippet cluster with a little flower on it and a paper clip. The button works as a closure for this one, and I just layered it with some fabric, stitched it on there, and this is also vintage wallpaper. And it also has an envelope, a letter with the stamp and postage stamp and ink stamping, as well as the frame and a decorative stamp inside. There's that. And, oh, and that was all of the blue one. Got ahead of myself. I didn't realize I was almost done with that one. This one is greens, as you can see, more of that hexagon shape. I love the way that looks on the front, little tiny pocket. And green leaves, lots of nature and leaves in this one. These are some vintage playing cards with some fruit, and I backed them with coffee dyed paper for journaling. Let's see, little snippet piece with some papers and fabric wallpaper to put where you choose. These were from a a vintage book about art. These are some more pretty girls, I guess. I just did some collaging on there, backed them with coffee dyed paper, and did some stamping for journaling. This is the envelope for this one, and the little snippet piece. This one also has a button on it. I added this extra piece of wallpaper here, which I just punched out to reinforce it, because it is old wallpaper. I didn't want it to tear. Added some lace to the top. Inside is the letter with, again, a coordinating stamp. There's the fabric tag with another tag inside it. This is some painted canvas that's for painting, and I did this green. It's a very shiny, almost metallic green on it, and then some collage, some other papers, and some coffee dyed paper and a stamp. Oh, that was inside there. In the back, this is the little notepad here. This was done with some fabric dye and a plant, an old deposit slip, and some coffee dyed paper. Stenciling on the score pad again. This is book pages that I stitched. There were two of them, glued and stitched together and gessoed, and then I had this frame that I stitched on as well of these berries and vines, and it is open. You can slip a picture in there if you wanted to. And a large tag here with some collage. It says where all is love, where all is peace and joy and love. And some stamping on the back for journaling. That is the green set. And then the last one is purple. This one is purple. It does have a little bit of a French theme. I had to carry on with the French theme from this little pocket right here. Some lace on there. In here, this is a vintage bridge playing card. It has a bridge player's prayer on there, and you can see it is like a tally card on there, and I just liked the purple flowers on it, so included it. This is a magazine image of a crocus, I believe, and on some cardstock to make a little journaling card. This is some embroidery floss. I just stitched on there to make a little tassel. Also included is another index card with a little pocket. Did some stamping on there. Little journaling card. Some, what is this called? Lace. And there is some book text behind there. And it is on just an index card. Or actually, I think it's a little bit bigger. I think that was just a piece of cardstock. This is the index card, which I layered on some lace and fabric. Did some stamping. You can journal on that. Just a pattern paper card with some collage, a little butterfly. Place to journal on the back. This is a vintage book page image. I just really liked the colors. It's very romantic. Did a little bit of stamping on the back and backed it with some coffee dyed paper. Here's the little snippet and the bigger snippet. And this one here I've added on a little cluster of buttons. And that can be added where you choose. A journaling card with a little bit of collage here. Place to journal on the back. Ooh. Here's the little fabric tag. This one's a little bit smaller. And it comes with the little tag, which I did some stenciling on very lightly and stamped little moments with this little bird on it. Didn't remember if I showed the other side. Here is the envelope, the vintage wallpaper, and some fabric clustered on there. Here's the letter for this one. It has a coordinating stamp, and I took a lace stamp and just lightly inked it, and just to give an effect of some lace. Oh, and there's the stamping. I did the Paris stamp there again. the scorecard sheet. Here's, yeah. Excuse me, a little bit of collage here, some lace, that vintage receipt again, and some coffee dyed papers. Oh, and purple paper, of course. Make a note card and a large tag with some laces and fabrics, papers, and Dream a Little Dream stamped on the backside. Very large journaling card. So there's the purple. So these will all be listed separately. They will, of course, all be listed in my Etsy by the time this video is up. So do check those out if you are interested. Thank you all for watching, and have a great day. Bye.